How do air yards predict fantasy football player volume? Imagine watching a game and noticing a receiver running deep routes, catching passes for downfield. Those long throws are what we call air yards. They measure how far the football travels through the air from the line of scrimmage to where the ball is caught or lands, no matter if the pass is completed or not. This stat shows how much a player is involved in the passing game beyond just targets. In fantasy football, air yards are a key way to estimate how much a player might be used in upcoming games. When a player gets a lot of air yards, it means the quarterback is throwing deep passes their way. This usually indicates the player is a primary target on longer routes, which can lead to more yards and touchdowns. Both of these things boost fantasy points. Air yards also help tell apart players who might have similar target counts but different roles. For example, a wide receiver with many short targets but low air yards might not have as much upside as one who is targeted on deep passes. Watching air yards can help spot players who are set for breakout games or are undervalued because they are getting downfield looks but haven't yet turned those into big fantasy numbers. Another helpful idea is the air yard share. This is the percentage of a team's total air yards that a player receives. If a player's air yard share is rising, it can mean their role is increasing or the team is focusing more on them. This is useful for weekly lineup decisions because it shows which players are likely to be involved more in the passing game. There is also a stat called receiver air yard conversion ratio. It compares the yards a player gains after catching the ball to the air yards they received. A high ratio shows the player is good at turning air yards into actual yards after the catch. If a player has a low ratio, they might be underperforming or could improve, which is good to know for volume projections. All these facts show that air yards are more than just a fancy number. They give a clear picture of how involved a player is in the passing game and how likely they are to produce big plays. This helps fantasy managers decide who to start each week, based on who is most likely to get the volume and opportunities needed for a big fantasy day.